Have you ever felt like you're caught in a financial tug-of-war? It's like on one side, you've got all this debt that's screaming for your attention right now. And on the other, your future self is practically begging you to save for retirement. It's super stressful, and honestly, almost everyone feels this way at some point. So let's dive in and see if we can find a clear path through all of this.
Just to get a sense of how huge this problem really is, take a look at this number. $18.2 trillion. That is the total household debt in the US as of early 2025. It's an all-time high. And it's not just mortgages. We're talking credit cards, car loans, student debt, you name it. It's all just part of this massive financial pressure cooker we're in.
So, this brings us to what feels like an impossible question for so many people. Do you throw every single extra dollar you have at your debt to get free sooner? Or do you prioritize saving for a future that, let's be honest, can feel pretty far away? You know, it feels like a lose-lose situation, right? But what if that's just the wrong way to frame the question entirely? So here's the game plan for this explainer. First up, we'll look at the scale of the problem in what we're calling the Great Financial Collision. Then we're going to talk about the very real and kind of hidden cost of hitting pause on your savings. After that, we'll get into a balanced strategy, the hybrid approach, and compare two big debt payoff methods, Avalanche versus Snowball. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with the bottom line. All right, so let's kick things off with what we're calling the Great Financial Collision. I mean, this is basically the world we're all living in right now, where this huge mountain of debt that people are carrying is smashing right into the massive gap in what they actually need to retire comfortably. And this chart, wow, it really just lays out the massive scale of that gap. That first bar, that's all the debt piled up. And that second, much, much bigger bar, that's the target for a secure retirement. I mean, the distance between what we owe and what we need has probably never felt wider. And this isn't just about abstract numbers on a screen. It's about real people. Think about this. More than 1 in 5 adults over 50 have zero, nothing saved for retirement. A majority of people are genuinely terrified they're going to outlive their savings. That anxiety, that's the real human side of those record high debt numbers we're seeing. So it sounds like the smart move, right? Just hit pause on retirement, go all in on the debt. Well, let's move on, because this is where a hidden financial trap is waiting. The real cost of pausing can actually be way, way bigger than the interest you're paying on your debt. It's kind of crazy when you see it. This quote right here really nails it. You see, time is like the secret sauce for your retirement savings. It's your superpower. When you skip putting money in, you're not just losing that $100 or whatever, you're losing all the growth that money could have made for you for decades. And you can never get that back. It's gone for good. Let's get specific about what you're actually losing here. First off, if your job offers a 401k match, that is literally free money. 100% return on your investment right away. If you pause, you're just leaving that cash on the table. And if you go a step further and withdraw early, bam, you get hit with a 10% penalty from the IRS, plus you have to pay income taxes on it. And like we said, the biggest loss of all is you can never, ever get those years of compound growth back. Okay, so if pausing is a trap, what's the answer? It's not about picking one or the other. The big idea here is that the best path forward is a balanced hybrid strategy that lets you fight the war on two fronts at the exact same time. And here's the playbook, a super simple 5-step path to get you there. Step 1, and this is totally non-negotiable. You've got to contribute enough to get your full employer match. Seriously, it's free money. Don't walk away from it. Second, make a simple budget. You just have to know where your money is going before you can tell it where to go. Third, find just one thing to cut, just one, and point that money toward your goals. Fourth, build a tiny emergency buffer. Even $500 or $1,000 can keep a small problem from turning into a total disaster. And finally, number 5, any extra cash you find, split it. Some goes to your high-interest debt, some goes to your retirement. That's how you move the needle on both goals at once. Okay, so once you've got your retirement contributions flowing and you have a basic plan, it's time to get surgical with that debt. And there are two main proven strategies for this, the Avalanche and the Snowball. Let's break down how they work. All right, first up is the debt Avalanche. This one is for all the math nerds out there. You basically list all your debts by interest rate, from highest to lowest. You keep making the minimum payments on everything, but every spare penny you have gets thrown at that debt at the very top of the list, the one with the crazy high interest rate. The goal here is purely about the numbers, paying the absolute least amount of interest over the long haul. Then you have the debt snowball. This one isn't about the math, it's all about human psychology and building momentum. Here, you list your debts by how much you owe, from the smallest balance to the largest. Again, you make minimum payments on everything, but you focus all your firepower on wiping out that tiniest debt first. The idea is that getting that first quick win gives you this huge motivational boost to keep going.
So, which one's for you? Look, if you're the kind of person who's driven by spreadsheets and wants to save the absolute most money on interest, the Avalanche is your game. But if you know you need to see progress to stay motivated, if knocking out a whole debt will fire you up, then the Snowball is definitely your best bet. And honestly, this is the most important part. One isn't better than the other. The best strategy is the one that fits your personality, the one you'll actually stick with month after month.
And listen, I really can't say this enough. No matter which path you pick, Avalanche or Snowball, the golden rule is you have to keep making the minimum payments on all your other debts. Always. If you start missing payments, you're going to get hit with late fees and wreck your credit score, which just makes this whole journey so much harder. Okay, let's wrap this up and get to the bottom line. If there's one thing to take away from all this, it's that you don't have to wait for some perfect moment to get started. It's the small, consistent steps you take every day that add up to huge results over time. At the end of the day, this isn't just about getting rid of debt, and it isn't just about saving for retirement. It's about finding that sweet spot, that balance that lowers your stress today while you're actively building a more secure and comfortable tomorrow. You really can do both. And that balanced approach, that's the most powerful strategy of all. So I'm going to leave you with this question to chew on. When it comes to getting rid of your debt, what really lights a fire under you? Is it the cold, hard mass of saving money on interest, or is it that incredible feeling of victory when you score a quick win? Figuring out the answer to that question, well, that's your very first step toward taking back control.